What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. We had a PCP movie night, an awesome movie night. Tonight we watched John Carpenter's The Thing. Alright guys, we watched John Carpenter's The Thing, an American horror classic from 1982. Fun things about this movie, this movie didn't do well when it first came out. It came out the same year as Blade Runner and Tron, right? Whatever, but it came out the same year as E.T., and E.T. just crushed these darker sci-fi movies into the ground. In fact, The Thing actually came out on the exact same day. But I love The Thing by John Carpenter, based on the older movie, The Thing from Another World, which is a cool movie in and of itself, but John Carpenter's The Thing just takes it up so many notches. We got the PCP crew with us tonight, John, Jelani, and Brooks. Brooks, you've never seen this movie ever, never seen The Thing, right?
No, never seen it.
Tell us what you thought about it.
I was disappointed at first because I thought it was a Fantastic Four spinoff. I thought they were giving him his own movie.
It's clobbering
it was a whole different thing, It was not the thing I thought it was. It was a different thing.
Ooh.
But a scary thing,
Yeah, so the movie, you liked it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It had a lot of very disturbing imagery.
Yeah.
Especially with the creature, because it's just fusing different things together. It's like it kind of knows how humans are supposed to look, but then it decides, oh, fuck that. Fucking arms and shit.
Brooks actually said it was the grossest creature he's ever seen in a creature feature movie, right? Like ever. Super effective.
All it is just fucking blood and slime all over it and shit. And just shit not being where his fucking guts open out.
Yes.
Always shit fucking just popping out and like a weird flower and gross body parts coming out of that.
Super cool.
Yeah.
The special effects are one of the biggest things in this movie. It is so effective. It is so, even today, it is just slimy, gross, it's wrong. As far as anatomy goes, it's just wrong. And that's one of the reasons why we respond the way it does. John, what do you think about the movie on the rewatch? I know you're a big fan. You've seen it a few times. What do you think about it tonight?
I love it. I always forget just how graphic it is and how disturbing and how well the special effects hold up for practical effects. It's mind-boggling for a film from 1982. It's gory, and still that scene that always gets me the most for some reason is the one where he's giving him CPR.
Oh yeah,
and then
he just takes off his hands.
And that's why I won't give CPR to people. You never know.
You never know
where the thing is in somebody.
That's great advice that this movie gives. I love this. That scene is great when it just takes off the dude's hands, and the level of paranoia and everything in this movie is so cool. Jelani, you're a big fan of this movie. The three of us have watched this movie together on previous Horror Fest. What do you think about the movie tonight on the rewatch?
I love this film. It still terrifies me. It's practical.
Yes.
Special effects. And that's the best part about it. And you don't even really see it coming. That looks like someone's head has come off his body, sprouts legs, and starts to walk. That, man, I still have nightmares. That's Cronenberg stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's insane. So I give that movie 2 thumbs up.
I love, with all the crazy creature effects that's in this movie, it's cool to see the reactions from the actors. When the head does sprout the arms and starts taking off, that one dude's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It's just insane. Imagine yourself in this scenario. Speaking of imagining yourself in the scenario, what does this movie talk to us about? What is this movie speaking? I think when the movie didn't do so well because it came out in 82, and what happened was there were a lot of dark sci-fi movies, Blade Runner and The Thing in particular, but E.T. came out, and it was the beginning of the Reagan eras. Reagan had just been inaugurated as president in 1981, right? So you got this boom of positivity that's about to happen in the 80s, and people are so tired of the depressing late 70s, the aftermath of the Vietnam War, Watergate, so much negativity, and the movies were really focusing on that, and Carpenter was making a movie that spoke to that. Distrust. This movie to me is about isolation. It's about distrust. These people are isolated from society, and they're isolated from themselves. First of all, there are no women in this movie. They are all dudes, right? And usually when you have a movie with a bunch of dudes together, you got this camaraderie. You know, like we're all gonna hang out and watch sports and drink beer and do whatever dudes do when they're together, supposedly. But there's none of that in this movie. None of these people actually seem like they're friends with one another, right? Mm-hmm. They all kind of just distrust each other from the get-go. And then, so the isolation leads into that, right? And then in this movie, it's about who can you trust. This monster could be any one of us. Like Kurt Russell even says in that one part when he's like doing his little journal, you know, his little tape journal, he's like, I can't trust anybody right now at all. And I even commented, we were talking, we were like, this sounds like today. Right. And this movie is so relevant today, and everybody wanted a positive, you know, fun alien movie like E.T. Even though that movie is not positive and fun, it's sad and depressing, and it will ruin a child. It really will. But it gives you a healthy distaste of the government and distrust of the government. But distrust. This movie speaks to me of isolation and distrust. Jelani, what do you think about some of the themes in this movie?
I think you took all of them, man. That was distrust on top of it. The best part for me, as far as a theme, is isolation. Like, you're by yourself in this. You don't know who's the person's gonna get you, and it's creepy. That movie makes me not like people.
It leads to a paranoia.
It's a good paranoia.
And it really speaks about distrust of people, because if these people actually worked together in this movie, they could have solved a lot of the stuff earlier on. But of course, who can you trust? And one of my favorite moments is when they're testing the blood. That is fantastic. Me and John had a similar scene like that one time when we were testing our blood, just having fun. John, what do you think about some of the themes in this movie?
What's true, when we do our podcast, we test everybody's blood.
Yeah.
Make sure no one's an alien before we start the podcast. Because fool me once. It does deal with distrust, and you're right. You're isolated from, even though the people are right there, and I think you already have this, like, I don't know, like they didn't like each other at the beginning of the film. I think when you're cooped up with each other, you start to get on each other's nerves.
Absolutely.
And you see that, I hate to say it,
it's happening with us right now.
Well, I know people who've been in a relationship who are happy together, and then they move in with each other, and then like it's completely different.
Yeah.
So maybe John Carpenter is expressing, like, maybe he moved in with a new lady, and maybe this is his for taking a take on that. I don't know. Anyway, mostly it's distrust and isolation. There's not a whole lot of theme to it. It's mostly just a good classic horror film. There's some basic themes to it, but I think they're very straightforward. I think it's just a great film all around.
Speaking of great film, basic and straightforward, Brooks, what do you think about some of the themes in this movie?
Well, you know, there's the theme of not knowing, you know. Nobody knows what this thing is. Nobody knows really anything about it. I mean, even in the movie,
about it.
In the movie, you never see what it originally looked like.
No,
like,
never.
It starts out as, you know, a creature, a fully formed creature that, you know, looks normal, and then it starts doing all this weird shit, and it starts absorbing different things, and it becomes different. And every time it's like it's just all these different fucking things, and it just keeps jumping from this place to that place. It's like there's no way to get rid of it because it just keeps popping back up.
Yeah, distrust, paranoia, isolation, they don't lead to anything good. They lead to things that are beyond this world evil. Anyway, we enjoyed watching this movie. I hope you enjoyed watching us talk about this movie. We all like this movie, right? Yeah. Super creepy, super fun. If you've never seen John Carpenter's The Thing, why are you watching this video? Go watch The Thing right now. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and we appreciate everything, guys. Check us out at popculturephilosophers.com for blogs, podcasts, top 5 lists, and a whole lot more. I'm Rockin' Robbie Bills. This is Jelani. This is Brooks. This is John. Hammertime, Holshoe. We are the Pop Culture Philosophers. Thank you for joining the Army. Catch you next time.